anyone needs to reach Scott or Omashar, you can put a private message in the chat or send it to me. If you're not receiving answers right away, if they're busy. So we're letting people in and getting ready to start our silent minute and then have a magical evening. Here we go. Welcome, 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 everyone. And in our beautiful silent minute, we're going to use the power of our tribe to send this out into the world.
What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Yes, we do.
Yes, indeed. And welcome everybody to the awakening world. And no, I'm not Scott Katamas. He's on the road. He'll be with us shortly. He got stuck in a traffic jam so long that even a row of sausages wouldn't compete with it. So welcome all of our Facebook watchers and our YouTube tubers. We love you so much. Thank you for tuning in. And tonight we have an amazing show because it's about miracles and manifesting and several M's, at least 5 of them. And so it's going to be a great fun show. And we have some amazing guests with us tonight. For instance, we have our beloved sister, where we go, Anne West, coming in from somewhere. And we have Alison Eaton. There we go. And who else do we have? Someone amazing. Jennifer Thomas. Oh, here we go. Hey there. And yes, This is kind of the backbone of our show tonight. Along with Kristen Hoffman, we have a pre-record that Scott did a couple of weeks ago with her. And of course, we have also Desiree, beloved Desiree and Diarra, who are not only behind the scenes, they are our prayer goddesses. And so what we're going to do now, what I'm going to do now is start us off with a bit of a retro pop song, and it's called Out of the Blue. And it talks about, and I thought it was good because it's about miracles and manifesting and magic, and out of the blue pops many things. And this one talks about our ancestors, and did they actually just disappear into the nether regions, or are they with us today? And is my languaging even appropriate? Probably not, but I don't actually really care. So thank you so much. I'm just going to change my mic source because I have to press on my Rockstar filter and my mic source changer. And if you could mute people who are not necessary for this moment, Diarra, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Omashar, I'm getting messages from folks that they're having trouble with the link. So if you guys could take care of each other and look around and see who's not here and send the links out, that'd be great.
That's bizarre. I wonder why. So anyway, we shall sort that out. We shall sort that out. We can work it out. There we go. All right. So I need to get the spotlight thingy happening. So spotlight the dancers, my beloved. Diarra, and this one, and this one, and are we good? I think we're good, actually. We are rather good. Just checking. 5, 4, 3, 2. Whatever happened to the ones that came before? Did they just vanish into the blue? Maybe they're living the dream we know to be true, and reaching their hands back out of the blue. Heart is so ready to embrace all that's new. I feel the love calling for me to break on through.
All right, back with Jarl now. That was out of the blue. And yes, indeed, it was rather out of the blue, wasn't it? And so, very cool. Thank you for humoring me with your dances. It's always an interesting thing. And so, our first guest is actually Kristen Hoffman. And a couple of weeks ago, Scott did a wonderful pre-record with her about the topic of this show, which is meditation, magic, and mystery, which equals manifesting miracles. In fact, before we continue, let's Scott is in the car on the way to his destination, which is somewhere over in, I don't know, Cambodia or something. And if you'd like to unmute, maybe, Scott, you could say hello.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome from Highway 5, where I'm with Katrina. And it's dark. We should turn the light on, actually. That would be good. Might be able to see me a little bit better with the light on. We are on our way to Harris Ranch, the oasis halfway between LA and San Francisco, where we have a room waiting for us. We are going to get there in about 20 minutes. So half hour. So thank you. We've got a great group of people. My longtime friend, Dr. Ann West, co-hosting. Omashar doing an amazing job as always. Allison Eden is with us to share some of her wisdom, and a new friend who came through, Anne, a wonderful psychic. So I will be hopefully locked into hotel room and room, and we'll look forward to being with you for the second half of the show. And for now, I turn it over to Omashar and Anne.
Thank you, Scott. Actually, we're going to go into the Kristen video right now. And then when we come out of that, we shall go directly into our beloved sister, Dr. Ann West. And so let's sit back and enjoy this share from Kristen.
You know, I've said it many times, but Kristen, you're coming to be with me for my 70th birthday. Really is the greatest birthday present I ever have had in my life. Absolutely.
Oh.
And as we were together, we were, of course, conversing. And then, of course, because we're getting close to 2026, we started talking about what's 2026 going to be. And it kind of came in the three words: magic, mystery, and miracles. And that's really hit. Like, I did a little video about it. You've been sharing it with people. More and more people are sending me magic books and magic gifts, right? It's really amazing. So we're now doing this entire show about what it really means to manifest magic, mystery, and miracles. So what are your thoughts about that?
Well, firstly, I love that you're doing a whole show on magic, mystery, and miracles. I can't imagine better M's to discuss. These are the key M's definitely of this year. And wow, I mean, when I think of magic, I think of curiosity. Like, magic is that energy that brings us back to being kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we were curious, when we were always seeing the world as a new possibility, something new to learn. And I love just feeling that we can step back into the magic of life and activate that curiosity and the surprise within ourselves. And then mystery is next. Mystery. To me, the importance of mystery, it's this secret kind of energy that propels us forward, that calls us. It's like the whisper that calls us into our own discovery. It's that sacred ether that hints at the next piece of our unfolding. And I feel like if we knew everything already, if there was no mystery, what would allow us to evolve in our own paths, right? So we have to have that kind of game of hide and seek and embrace the mystery. It's part of our growth process.
Mm.
And then miracles, miracles. A lot of people, some people don't believe in miracles. I do. And I think that miracles are spontaneous. Well, they're not always spontaneous, but they can be very spontaneous and surprise us, right? Miracles are the unexpected outcome, the blessings, that sense of just surprise. Miracles can come after great prayer, and they can also be just signs that emerge that are a mirror. Literally, the word mirror is in miracles. So I look at it as the mirror of our own evolution, right? As we evolve, as we pray, as we step into our greatness, we see the mirror in the miracles.
Mm.
So that's what's coming to me as I
Uh,
first happen.
As you were sharing, I'm kind of putting my love coach Scott cap on for a moment, because one of the things that working so intimately with people as I do, most of us, in order to feel safe, we lose childlike wonder and we replace it with, oh, I know that person, I know that situation, I know that, and we prejudge almost everything out of a sense of feeling safe, because at least I know what that is, I know what that is. But in the process, there's all this prejudice, right? And as you were talking about the magic, it's like we have to shift out of the matrix, out of just trying to survive in this incredible flood of information, into childlike wonder. To children, everything's magical because they don't know how it all works and they haven't seen it before, and they haven't, so it's like, wow, isn't that magical? And if we can go back into that state of childlike wonder, and seeing the magic in the rainbow, the magic in the beautiful sky, the magic in your eyes, and then that leads us into mystery. We're not just pretending that we know everything, because we don't, and even relationships, we never fully know ourselves. So we certainly never fully know another person, right? So there's the mystery of, who is Kristen Hoffman? How does she think? Why is she this way? How did she create that song? And the same thing, of course, in all aspects of our life about ourselves. And then if we really go back into childlike wonder, magic, and mystery, then the miracles can take place. It's like a geometric formula.
It is. It is and it also feels like one informs the next, informs the next. I think that the miracles happen when we are allowing ourselves to tap into the childlike wonder, also, and then get into the mystery of not having to know everything, of letting ourselves be led on the treasure hunt, open to all the possibilities, and suddenly that's where the miracles come, right?
Yeah.
So it's a recipe. We've discovered a recipe, Scott.
Yeah, absolutely. It's true. It's true. And so I invite, certainly the two of us and everybody watching, to track, okay, how does the formula work for you? What do you need to really shift more into childlike wonder? How are you at just being okay with the mystery of it all? And then what miracles are showing up in your life?
Oh, I love that.
Are there any kind of examples of that formula, if you will, that you can think of? And I'm going to think about it too, that have taken place for you recently?
Well, I mean, I would say that this formula is something I'm tapping into every single day on my musical path.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you embark on a mission that is not kind of a pre-ascertained path, right? I stepped into this mission and I know, oh yes, I'm using music as a vehicle to help others awaken to themselves. But the ingredients of what that path looks like aren't laid out by a societal map. So every day I have to tune into the wonder. where could I have to envision, get into my creativity. I have to embrace the fact that I'm not going to know what the months ahead might look like. I mean, there might be some times where I do, but in most cases on my path, I don't really know what 4, 5, 6 months from now, a year from now will look like. And I have to trust in the unfolding, that if I show up with an openness, that the opportunities will unfold and I will then know what to do. And once I do those two, I am always surprised by miracles. I mean, miracles are, to me, the signs that appear. I love looking for signs. And when I see little signs, we can have little miracles and we can have big miracles. And I like to play a game where every day I look for the little miracles, the little signs. And when I see them coming, it could literally be thinking about a friend and that friend calls. That's a little miracle in itself. It's a little miracle of connection. When I see those signs, it's an affirmation. Yes, you're on the right path. Do more of this. And when I don't see those signs appearing, I know it's a time to slow down, take a deeper look, breathe, listen, and discern. So I would say, yes, every single day, these are important ingredients. And I also start to see within myself when I'm not including these ingredients in my life, because I'm in disharmony, dissonance. I'm off, when I'm not including these important M's in my life. And I love that it can be like, they're the M's, they're When I'm not having this in my life, I'm more scattered. My mind is more active. I do the looping. I can, and that's a sign to slow down again and listen. And suddenly they start to come back when we do that.
Beautiful. If we were to add a fourth M, it might be meditation.
Oh, well, yes.
Right? And put that at the beginning.
Yes.
Put that at the start.
Meditation first.
Meditation first. Maybe. Yeah, because my thought that came to my mind is, as you know, I start my morning with kind of a light meditation. And really for me, it's like, okay, what's going on today? And I start by tuning in to my friends. And I send morning memes, as you know, because you are a frequent recipient. And I send morning memes to my closest people, the people I love. And so, for example, when I'm sending my morning meme to Kristen, I remember, oh my God, Kristen Hoffman's in my life, and I'm so grateful. Then I also tune into my friends and clients that are struggling, that are going through a hard time. And I just do a little prayer for them, and I send them a blessing or a wish or a prayer. And then I kind of just go into a meditative state. And often someone that I haven't been logically thinking about will come popping into my head. At least once or twice a week, I'll get an impression of a client or a friend. So I'll send them up, hey, how you doing? Or you came up for me in my meditation. Almost every time, I immediately get a response. Scott, I was just thinking we really need a session. Or Scott, I'm really struggling. Or Scott, did you know that my mother's dying of cancer? Is that why you reached out? And I didn't. And so there's the meditation. I think today we just decided there's the meditation that allows the magic of me tuning in to who connect with, then the mystery of what's going on with this person, and then the little baby miracle that I tuned in at the right time.
I love it. I love it. I agree. I think meditation, and then there's 4, and it's foundational, right? 4 is the number of foundation.
Right,
so
right. You got a
we
strong
can really
foundation.
just go, and when we can sink into our foundational presence and I mean, manifestation. Well, manifestation is part of the miracle, right?
Yeah.
There's so many good M's. I mean,
There
M's
are a
are
lot of good
good,
M's.
right?
Yeah.
I love, what is the M that you feel you need to work on the most?
Meditation.
Yeah?
Oh yeah. We just got out of the ACE meeting and you were talking about slowing down. And I mean, of course, everybody talks about how we need to slow down. And I'm not great at slowing down. Um, I do start my morning with a meditation, but it would really be good for me to develop a practice of meditating in the afternoon and again in the evening. And sometimes I do, but I could definitely improve my meditative practice. How about you?
I love that.
Which of the M's?
I think I'm naturally a very magical being when I'm in tune with my essence, but magic is the one that I find I need to call in the most and remind myself, because sometimes I can forget to step into the curiosity and the childlike wonder. And as I scan back over the past bunch of years, I noticed there's been some whole months where I'm not tuning into the childlike wonder and the gift of optimism and seeing, oh wow, what could be possible, and really embodying that. And so as I just notice, the minute I call myself back into that magic and the wonder, everything else makes so much more sense and just naturally falls into alignment. So just calling myself back to the magic.
Beautiful. Okay, I have another thought for you.
Okay.
No more than 5. But
Okay.
what if the formula is meditation leads to magic, leads to mystery, which leads to manifesting the miracles? Does that work?
Oh, that's definitely
There's the formula. There's the So
that's
there it is.
extra ums. I mean, I think we want extra ums in
So
our
it's the
recipe.
5M formula.
The 5M formula. Okay, so let me see if I have it. Meditation. It allows us to get into the mood so that we can embrace the magic. Through the doorway of wonder, we remember that we don't know everything and we stay curious and what's coming around the corner, that we might be surprised by the mystery of who we are. And through that doorway of the mystery comes manifestation. I forgot already. Manifestation. Yes. And once we get those first 3 M's, it becomes more easeful to manifest.
Yeah.
And we can start to really co-create in manifesting the miracles. Right? It's not just, as I mentioned before, surprises coming to us. We get to play an integrative role in manifesting the miracles.
Absolutely. And I love what you just said, a co-creative role, because when we are adopting childlike wonder and mystery, we are connecting to the eternal beloved. We are not just trying to do it ourselves in our little human self. We're saying, okay, life, this is so much bigger than I know. It's so much bigger than my ego and my mind. My mind cannot figure it all out. My ego does not know everything. And so the opening to the mystery is partnering with the divine, partnering with higher power. And then when we partner with higher power, then our higher self, our God self, life itself, then brings in the magic and the manifesting of the miracles.
I love that. I love that. And, for those of you who are tuning in and thinking about these ingredients in your own world now, maybe there's a little daily ritual that you can begin with yourself to practice these. Because just like meditation, we need to make a time for it every day. Maybe there's a game that you can play. Gamifying things makes them more fun. And can you call these into your life on a daily basis by making a little ritual that's fun? I don't even know what it all looks like, but I'm sure you can discover it.
So put it in the chat box as we wrap up our time with Kristen. Pop in the chat box what some of your thoughts are, and I'll read some of the comments from people.
Yeah.
And Kristen, in conclusion, what magic are you creating in your life? I know that you've got a lot going on. That's why you're not with us live tonight. Share with our audience a little bit about the magic of your life right now.
Yeah, I've been bringing a lot of new musical pieces through recently, and specifically music that's really tuned for healing, meditation, inner awakening. And you can hear a lot of these pieces. Actually, I've been co-creating with the founder of Uplift, which is at uplift.love. And you can hear both the meditational versions of these musical pieces and the instrumentals on the uplift.love site. So if you're looking to tune into the first ingredient meditation, I've got to get them straight. The first ingredient meditation, you can go to uplift.love, and there will be all of these pieces that I've been co-creating through the vehicle of magic and curiosity and listening and care. I've put so much love into this space over the last year, and it's an ongoing process. I think I've brought through now 37 of these new pieces, and they range anywhere from kind of 10-minute meditation, or 7-minute, I think is the shortest one, to about 20 minutes in length. So there's a little something for everyone.
Wow, beautiful. You know, speaking of magic, I was just remembering, I recently bought a new car from a mutual friend. And as I'm driving the car, she had something in the CD player. So I wonder what she's got. And I play on the CD player, and it was Kristen's Rain Shine album in the CD player of the car that I had just bought. Talk about magic. And there it is. There it's wonderful. If you guys don't have it yet, I'll pop in the chat box the link to get it. It's an amazing album. I mean, you can get it on Spotify. And you still have it set up where people can donate whatever they want to donate, yeah?
Oh, on Bandcamp.
On Bandcamp.
On Spotify, they're not going to give... You can listen there, please, if that's your thing. But if you would like to donate whatever you like, you can just go to Bandcamp. Other way. Kristen Hoffman, and I'll spell it KristinHoffmann .bandcamp.com. KristenHoffman.bandcamp.com. And there is Rain Shine and a lot of other music for you to use as hopefully awakening tools on your journey. Sonic awakening.
I'll pull it up and show it to everybody as soon as we finish this video. I love you so much.
I love you so much. We should have a yearly, maybe we want to have another tune in at the end of the year about this. Like, how did it all go for everyone?
Well, you and I always do the year-end show together.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Let's dog ear that.
Our last show of the year that we always do together, let's tune into how the 5M process works for everybody. Meditation, magic, mystery, manifesting miracles.
I love it.
I love
Thank you. I adore you.
Talk to you soon, sweetie.
Blessings.
Well, wasn't that amazing? Holy smoke. It was really, really, very cool. I guffawed a lot. And it's funny that Scott said, well, Kristen is not live with us tonight, but I don't know how much more live she could actually be than that. And so that is very cool. And so now it is my great pleasure. And again, I want to reach out and say hello to Facebook and YouTube friends and family. We love you, and we know you're watching, and we have one of our secret spies watching the comments there, and also Humanity's Team, who streams us out there, and the other 150 streams that come through the Sign Network. So thank you very much. So I'd like to bring onto the stage here someone who I'd like to say is my friend. I've known her for a little while. We don't talk times because that doesn't. Where have I gone? Hang on a minute. I got to bring myself back in here as well. There we are. And so this is Dr. Ann West. And I have a little bit of a history with this beautiful woman. and you can make whatever of that you want. And but I met her in Hawaii, and I knew her as an amazing musician and an amazing, wonderful, warm-hearted person. And this aspect of her that as a part of the Love Coach Academy and is a love coach within her own right, I did not know about. So this is a whole new part of Anne that I'm getting to know. Of course, I intuitively knew it. But two more things before I turn it over, sweetheart. When I was going through a box of books the other day. I moved from Hawaii about 4 years ago. And when I first arrived in Hawaii, Anne gave me this book. We won't show all of it. And it's called Truth from the Source. And it's an absolute amazing book. It is full of magic and meditation and mystery and manifesting miracles, literally. And I reread it a few nights ago. And for me, it hit me in a way that I don't know how many of you know the books by the I Am school, Saint Germain, the Green Books, Unveiled Mysteries. It felt like that within it. So I'm going to leave it there. But after Anne and the next guest, who is Alison Eaton, I'm going to play a song. And what Anne doesn't know is that song was initially started when in her studio in Hawaii.
Oh,
And it sat on the shelf for a long time, and I polished it up, and I'm going to be playing it as a mid-show song. So anyway, beloved Anne, I turn it over to you, and love you so much, and nice to be reacquainted. See you in a bit.
thank you so much, Omashar. Wow, what a lovely welcome. And the book that Omashar just shared was the proof of the book, not even the printed version, the published printed version, but the proof. And that's so sweet that you kept a hold of it all this time. So yes, this wonderful topic that we're talking about tonight, meditation, magic, mystery, equaling manifestation of miracles. That's something that's very close to my heart. I've really been blessed throughout my life, especially as a child. When we were talking about that childlike wonder, I had experiences as a child that have stayed with me my whole life and really helped to shape my life. And to retain and hold on to the knowing that there is magic and mystery and we can manifest miracles. Really, magic is not a rare event because it's a way of perceiving reality. It's a way that we interact with the world, and a way that we as humans tap into the unseen reality. So this unseen reality, we know it's there. We can feel it at times, and we can have a perception of it at times, but we don't always know how to harness it, because unless we are really taking the time to be in our own silence and to have a heightened sense of awareness. If we're going into nature, for instance, we can feel more connected to that reality, to that unseen reality. So I think the magic and the participation of magic is really the participation with the unseen, with the divine, with the universe. And I have some stories I would love to share. One of them is something that's really close to my heart. It happened a few years ago. I was invited by a marine science research team who were studying wild dolphins in the Bermuda Triangle. And so I was really excited about this invitation. At the time, I had a nonprofit organization called the Universal Cetacean Institute. It's no longer up and running, but it did live its life, and we did some good work. And this invitation was to travel throughout the Bermuda Triangle for 10 days with these people. I didn't know any of them. And the reason they invited me was because I was the president of this nonprofit, and they had met me at a big conference in Maui for cetaceans. And so one person had met me, but I got invited. Anyway, so I jumped at the opportunity to be on this wild and interesting experience. The scientific research that was going on was to document dolphin behavior. So once we got onto this massive catamaran, the captain sat us all down and gave us the strict protocol that we were going to be following for the next 10 days. So while we were out sailing every day, if we were to be connected with dolphins, for instance, if the dolphins came to us and they started following our wake, one person, we would stop the boat, slow it down. One person, and one person only, would be the guinea pig, would enter the water off of the back of the catamaran. And if the dolphins stayed, we could all enter one at a time. And we all had to know that this entering into the water to be with these beautiful creatures was on their turf and on their terms. And that was very, very clear to every one of us, and we had to follow that very strictly. So throughout the 10 days, the dolphins would come because we were sailing, and we would slow down, and one person got in. So it was kind of like one person a day for the whole trip. I held back because I felt like this was their trip and I was a guest and not one of the scientists. And so I just kind of held back and watched what happened every day. And every day the dolphins left. They never stayed. We never got into the ocean to play with them or to connect with them. So it was kind of bizarre, and everybody was a little bit disappointed, and I just didn't know what to expect. So I was just hoping that we would, at some point, the days were getting shorter because we were now, 8 days into it and we hadn't had one experience. So every single person on the boat had tried except me. And then it was the final morning, and that morning we were going to be leaving to go back to the Bahamas, catch flights out to all different parts of the world. And I woke up about 4 o'clock in the morning, and everybody else was sound asleep. The catamaran was silent. And I just felt really moved to get up and to go sit on the back of the catamaran, on the trampoline part of the catamaran. So I took my blanket, and I had with me 2 large crystals. One was my master crystal that I still have, and the other one was a crystal that I took with me to gift the dolphins. I just felt like if there was a gift I could take to dolphins, what would it be? And it was a crystal. And so I went and sat at the back of the boat on the trampoline part, and it was chilly, and I covered up in the blanket, and I just sat there and I started to meditate, holding both of my crystals, and I started to pray. And as I did, I just felt this connection to these amazing beings in the ocean. I felt so in touch, in tune, and connected on a heart level that I spoke to them internally. I was quiet because everybody was still sleeping. I didn't want to wake anybody up. But I spoke to them like they were my brothers and sisters. And I said, I am your sister. I'm here in love. I'm here to connect. I'm here to see you, to give you this gift, to feel what it's like to be in your turf and to do this on your terms. But we've been here 10 days and we're leaving today, and not one person has had the connection yet. And I pray that you give us that connection today. And I was sobbing. I was just tears rolling down my face. I was just in that moment of just being so real and so present. And in this prayer, I said, if it is possible for you to come, if it is possible for you to come to this boat, what I really wish for is not just for me to be able to get in the water and to be able to have this experience, but for every person on this boat to have a healing. That would be like the biggest joy right now for everybody to feel like they had their connection that they came here for, because nobody has. Anyway, I sat there and the tears were still coming, and I just sat there in silence for a little bit, and the sun, I opened my eyes, and the sun was starting to rise. And it was way off on the horizon that I could see this little light coming up on the horizon. And I just felt that this connection that had been made with me and this energetic field was just filled with respect and a longing to really meet with these brothers and sisters. It was sincere, and I felt like it would be such a blessing to have their presence with us. So I opened my eye. When I opened my eyes, I'm looking out at this sunrise, and it's just this little tiny dot out in the distance. And I look and I'm thinking, what is it? What am I seeing? And I thought I could see a fin, just one fin, way like a mile away. It just seemed kind of ludicrous that I would be seeing that, but I felt like I thought I was seeing something, and then it looked like, no, it was a fin. There was two fins. No, three. No, 5, 10, 20, 30. And I'm sitting there like my hair on the back of my neck is standing up, my hair on my arms, every part of me is totally activated. And I'm looking and I'm seeing, but coming towards us, and we weren't moving, so there was no wake, and it was still dark. And I'm seeing and feeling this energy coming towards our boat. And I'm wondering, is this real? Am I still dreaming? What's happening here? And then I realized it was real. It was real. There were 30 dolphins or more heading right to us. And full speed, and I jumped up, grabbing these crystals, running around the catamaran, shouting, waking everybody up. Dolphins! Dolphins! Everybody was sound asleep. Anyway, I wake them up. I run into my bedroom, get into my gear, and rush to the side of the boat. And by the time I get up to where the captain was, he's like, what's going on? What's going on? I said, there's dolphins. And I said, and I'm the guinea pig. And he said, yes, you are. It's your turn, girl. Go for it. By the time I stepped down the ladders into the water, 2 dolphins came straight up to me and started going up and down my body, going up and down the body. And I was just like, oh my gosh. And I later, from the people on board, the scientists, they were saying, that was echolocation, that they were sending a healing to you. And so I left one of the crystals on my bed, but the one that I brought for a gift I'm hanging onto the boat and I've got this crystal and I've said, this is for you. And I drop this big crystal. And we were in the south bank of the Bahamas. And I don't know if you know what that's like, but on the south bank of the Bahamas, it's only 30 feet deep. So you can't see land for at least 10 hours. You can't see land. But in this one particular area on the south bank, it's 30 feet deep. So you can actually see the bottom. So I could see this crystal falling down, boom, hitting the sand, and the dolphins were watching it and looking up at me. And then I just went into the water and off we went. These two dolphins played with me and swam around me, and I swam around them, and we went off into the ocean, into the deep ocean. And I just had a little snorkel. And so I must have been gone with them for 20 minutes. But before I took off with them and started just kind of losing the reality of where I was, I thought I was a dolphin again. I turned and looked at the boat to see what was going on. Every single person was in the boat from our team, and the dolphins were like surrounding them, all of them, and everybody was getting something, and I could see it, and it was so amazing. And back to my two dolphins I went, and we just kept playing and connecting and swimming together. It was everything I asked for in the prayer and the calling, and more, so much more. I could never have imagined, how to ask for exactly what happened, but it was amazing. And then there was a moment when one in particular was kind of more dominant than the other, turned to me and gave me a message. And I heard inside my own mind, it's time for us to leave. And of course I couldn't speak because I had the snorkel in my mouth, but I started to cry because I felt this connection was so real and so angelic and profound that I was saying inside my mind, I don't want you to leave, I don't want you to leave, I don't want you to leave. Please don't leave, please don't leave. And this one said, we have to go. And then I knew, yes, the blessing, I had received the blessing. They'd made it extremely clear that this unseen language, this unseen reality, that we were speaking in the same language of energetics. We had connected on that amazing level, and I had received what I needed to receive. And so I was just there watching. I can still see it now as they went into the darkness of the ocean, and it became so cloudy I couldn't see them anymore, but my heart was burst open, and that changed my life, changed my reality to life, changed the way that I know what magic is and what mystery is, and how meditation is such an important part of that, and prayer, but also knowing, trusting, letting go of doubt, and being in response to nature, being able to enter into relationship with that unknown. And it's there for all of it. I'm not special. And there's nothing about me that is special. It's because I surrendered to the relationship with the unseen, with nature, with the dolphins, with the possibility that they could come and show up in this way. So by the time they'd left, I found myself so far out from the boat, I couldn't even see the boat where I was supposed to have not left 50 feet from the boat. I couldn't even see the boat anymore. And I started to panic. The first thing was that, oh my God, because I was afraid of the ocean before this happened. I wouldn't swim in the ocean. I was like so scared. And here I was like gone for 20 minutes, like off anywhere, not even caring about where the boat was, until I put my head back up again and realized I couldn't see the boat anywhere. And so fear started to come in, and I was panicking. And then I just heard inside of me, they didn't bring you this gift for you to be eaten by a shark. It's okay. Get on your back. Just get on your back. And I did. I just got on my back and started floating, so that when my wave went up at one point or another, as I went up, the boat wave went up, which was way off in the distance, but they saw me and they came to get me. And eventually, I once I knew they were there, I started swimming towards them. And I got on the boat, and all the dolphins had gone, and everybody was sobbing. They were hugging each other and holding on to each other, and I could see that they got it. They got exactly what they needed, and it was so magical. It was filled with magic and miracles. But the manifestation and how that manifested was through trust and believing and knowing that I am a part of that nature. We all are. So in that moment, I wasn't separate from them. I wasn't observing nature. I was one with it. I was in deep communication with the source of all living beings. That's what it felt like. And in that moment, I knew that we were not alone. We were not separate. And that the world is not silent. It's speaking to us loud and clear at all times. And I was listening in that moment. And I think that was one of the great gifts that it gave me to continue on in my life. It's to remind me that the world is speaking to us all of the time. And are we listening? Are we listening to this magic that's available to us?
What a beautiful story, Anne. And of course, Anne, your voice, you've got such a wonderful voice. I mean, you could read the Yellow Pages and we would all be enthralled. But this is more interesting than the Yellow Pages. And there's so many comments that have come in. And I'm going to read some of them because we love to share what our audience has to say. And thank you, Omashar, for managing everything while I was hurtling down the highway. Carol Craig is sharing some of her experiences. Deborah Haviland, Scotty Satori, all sharing amazing things. But I think what really sums it up is Connie Baxter Marlowe writes, "You met them in their frequency." You met them in their frequency. And that's so much of what we're learning is we are all one, and learning, we meet at each other's frequency.
Yes.
I just got back from the Conscious Life Expo, and that was what a lot of the people who have had profound experiences with extraterrestrials, they say, we can connect with any being anywhere in the universe, if we can meet them in the frequency, meet them in a shared frequency.
Oh,
So that's what you did. And
oh,
that's our future, Anne. That's where we're going. You know,
yes.
those kinds of experiences are going to become more and more and more common.
Yes, and what's important for the majority of the people that don't realize that they can connect on these frequencies, but they have to do the work first, Scott. You know, I think it's important that they transcend and transform their karmic debt, their negativity, their doubts, their let go of their baggage, so their frequency can be that heightened awareness. Because if they're stuck in that old cycle, they're going to lose that moment to connect.
And that's what we're helping each other with, right?
Yes.
You know, through the work that you do as a coach and a therapist, through shows like The Awakening World, we all
Yes.
are supporting each other to do the necessary work, not from a place of guilt or shame, but from a place of just raising our frequency.
Right.
There are so many comments that have come in. Definitely make sure you go back. I am going to read a few. Mark Danisovsky, who I was with last night in San Diego. It was great to be with my brother Mark. He writes, righteous, positive enthusiasm is the force that makes the world better. I love those three words together.
Yes.
Righteous, positive enthusiasm. Charge up your dreams. Connie writes, yes, the ETs are awaiting us to shift into their frequency. We
Oh,
are getting there. Scotty Satori talking about how his work with Linda Shea and the Dolphins changed his daughter's his life. Linda Shea has been on this show before. Karen Eisenberg writes, I am truly moved and grateful for your experience, Anne.
oh, thank you, Karen.
And more and more people, Deborah Haviland about her experiences in Maui. Mark writes, this level of consciousness interchange reminds me of John Martin with his guitar and the ET crafts. I don't know if you've seen John on our show. He's this beautiful man. He goes out and he plays flamenco guitar and has all sorts of sightings. It's really beautiful how he does that. He's one of our favorite ones.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you everybody for the beautiful, beautiful comments. And I want to let people know I'm going to be a little vulnerable. I've known Anne for over 30 years.
Yeah.
The wedding, we made a film together in Cambodia
Yeah.
back in 2005, I think that was. But I
Remember?
also want to acknowledge when my wife passed away, and Anne knew my wife very well. And I went through a period where I was struggling, and Anne was my therapist. She was who I turned to for coaching, and she's brilliant. She gave me the tough love that I needed, but in her and wonderful way. And so I want to just remind people that if you're looking for a great therapist or coach, you can learn more about her at Dr. Ann West, DrAnnWest.net. And you learn all about her work, and she's wonderful. So I highly recommend her, and it's really wonderful to have you back on the Awakening World, Anne.
Thank you, Scott. It's lovely to be here and to spend time with you and Omashar and to be with your beautiful audience.
And in a moment, or probably in about 20 minutes, you're going to introduce us to your friend Jennifer.
Yes.
But we have another wonderful guest that I'm really excited. When Kristen and I added the meditation part to our 5 M's, to our I said, I wonder if there's any way Allison Eden could be on the show. I've actually joined Allison's Inner Light Academy so that I can participate in her meditations. They are wonderful. And I was delighted when she said that she would be able to be with us tonight. So, Allison, just like to start off, what comes up for you with the 5 M's? Which ones do you want to reflect and comment on? And you can comment on all of them if you wish.
Thank you. I guess we can start with magic. Yeah, I was feeling the magic. I feel like magic is life. I feel like all of life is magic. That there's this magical life force energy that's creating life, sustaining life, healing our bodies all by itself. You know, we're literally being breathed by the universe. Just how we even got here is magic. And we all have healing magic within us as well. We all have a connection to healing energy, and we can access that energy through our minds, our hearts, our intentions to help ourselves and each other heal and evolve. And each and every one of us has that, and each and every one of us is magical. I really love mystery too. Mystery reminds me of the yin power that's in all of us. Yin meaning like hidden, mysterious, beneath the surface, the unseen, the intuition that is ever present but not so obvious. Miracles, I feel like are like remembrances of our magic and our unity, our oneness. When someone experiences a miracle, it kind of knocks them out of the automated thinking, the unlimited mind, and into a more, or out of the limited mind and into a more unlimited space or perception, and is often accompanied by higher power. And then manifestation, I feel, is I've been really like tuning into this one a lot lately, and like what it actually requires. And I think first it requires clarity in what we want and getting really clear on our desires, because I feel and I've noticed that the universe follows our desires and our passions. So once we know what we want and we're clear on that, then the universe can work with us and manifest that which we want in the physical. And then sometimes it's a process to figure out what we want, right? Sometimes there's a big healing process before we can actually figure that out. And that's part of the magic too. Yeah. And then once we figure out what we want and we're clear with that, it's like we have to create space for it too. So we've been talking a lot about meditation tonight, clearing our minds. It might even be clearing our physical worlds. Like one prime example is like people often want to manifest a partner in their life, but their space is cluttered. Their physical space is cluttered. So, you know, one little magical technique would be to start clearing space. If you want to bring in a partner, you know, clear a little space in the bathroom for their toothbrush and their toiletries, you know, or like clear out a cabinet or a drawer so there's space for their items. And this stuff really works. So, getting clear on what we want, creating the space for it, and that might just mean like creating space in our minds for it through meditation, etc. Then the universe can bring in, we become like a vacuum. We have to get a little bit empty in order to receive that manifestation. And then lastly, on manifestation, to always let the universe take care of the details. Because we sometimes get tripped out with that too. We know what we want, we know what we want to feel. But if we try too hard to make it look exactly one way, then sometimes it takes longer for it to actually manifest. So trusting that there's a divine force and our higher selves can take care of that part.
As a master meditation teacher, how much of your meditation, just for yourself, do you spend just listening, and how much of it is it putting forth visualizations or kind of manifestation requests?
Yeah, at this point, it's mostly listening. And especially those early hours in the morning when we first wake up and we're still in that theta alpha realm, we can get all the information and like what's manifesting coming through, all the clarity can come through if we just really listen in those first few moments we wake up. There's so much information coming at us that's very clear at that time. And then, like going throughout my day, if I'm starting to get like a little stressed in my mind or I'm moving too fast, then I might take like a moment or two of a technique, like an actual breathing technique or some visualization of the chakras, colors, example, or just even just visualizing them to help re-harmonize my life force energy. So I feel like mostly it's listening, and then when needed, apply the techniques. And if you don't need the techniques at that time, just let them go. Because sometimes people get too over effortful in our meditations, and sometimes that can block our listening.
On the listening part, how do you differentiate between kind of higher vibration voices that might be guides and quality guidance versus your own mind?
Guides often speak to me like you, the third person. You are loved. You are light. You are safe, for example. And it's a different frequency. It's a very high vibration, a very loving vibration, a very ethereal vibration. And if it's my own mind, I know that vibration, it's a bit denser and it's louder and maybe more like a concerning tone versus like everything is all magical and good tone. So really it's a frequency, it's a feeling and a vibration, and then literally like how the words come at you. Are they speaking to you with those words, you, or is it like I, me, I? That's a big difference there.
And what are some of the tips that you might have for our audience, for people that are struggling to start a meditation practice? I know we have a lot of good meditators in the audience, but for anybody who's struggling to get that going, what would be some tips and a first simple practice that you would suggest?
Two things relating it to the body. So slower forms of movement, Tai Chi, Yin yoga, slow walking can help to slow the mind down and is sometimes a an easier access to the intuition in the subtle realms versus just like sitting and still. And then of course breath, deep breaths. If we're holding the breath, it's harder to connect. So start with a physical body because that can help anchor in your present moment experience. And to not, what I'm hearing is to not judge meditation as if it has to be one thing or the other. Sometimes we get tripped out on that too, like it has to be like this or that. Um, yeah, maybe just a couple moments a day of tuning inward, just closing the eyes.
What I'm really hearing is that don't make a religion out of it and don't be dogmatic about it. Have fun with it and find what works for you.
Yes, everybody is different and unique, and we need different things at different times.
I've put into the chat box just now all the information, and there's a lot going on. She's got upcoming training, including some actual in-person ones. You could be in person with Allison in Santa Cruz or in Bali or even in Baja, Mexico. And we'll take a look at her website a little bit. But she has offered to lead a meditation for us tonight. And it's perfect because we're just at a little bit past the halfway point in the show. So Allison would love for you to take us away.
Okay, thank you. So let's all just come to a nice, comfortable seat, making any adjustments in your seat and bodies you need to feel a little bit more comfortable. Just relax your hands down in your lap where it feels comfortable. And with the eyes closed, start to tune into your breath. Inhaling through nose and exhaling through mouth. Starting to become aware of your body, the sensations of your body, allowing that to ground you into this present moment. Come into the heart space, the energetic heart center, with your awareness here. And I invite you to visualize a beautiful glowing light in your heart space. There's a light within each of us here in the heart space. And with each breath, that light expands beyond the heart throughout all of your body, healing and nourishing every cell in your body, giving you what you need. And then that light continues to expand beyond your skin into your auric fields, surrounding you, above you, below you, in front of you, behind you. This beautiful light expands from your left side and your right side. So you're in the center of this beautiful, warm, glowing light. And that light is dissolving any stressful energies in your auric fields. Any unserving attachments are released and returned to the light. And then just bringing your awareness down to your feet, feeling the connection with the Divine Mother, Gaia, the abundant, loving provider. And then just lifting now your awareness up your legs into your pelvic floor, the root chakra center. Breathe in a silent I and breathe out a silent have. I have. Meaning you have everything you need in this moment. Everything you need will come to you in the future. Then lift your awareness to the lower belly, breathing into that space of the sacral chakra. Breathe in a silent I. Breathe out a silent feel. Allowing ourselves to feel our sensations, our emotions, acknowledging the flow of experience. And then lifting your awareness up to your solar plexus, just above your navel. Inhale a silent I. Exhale a silent can. I can, meaning we can accomplish anything we want, anything we put our minds to, our hearts to, and our energy toward. Awareness now rises up to the heart space. Inhaling a silent I, exhaling a silent love. With awareness at the heart space, we are love. We've always been love. To love we return. Allow the awareness to rise into the center of the throat chakra. Inhale to yourself, I. Exhale, speak. I speak, activating your voice, your authentic self, and sharing and expressing that. So important as we move forward together on this planet. And then awareness at the third eye, between your eyebrows and inside the center of your head, feeling for that space inside the center of your head. Perhaps you feel the pulse of your pineal gland, the third eye. Inhale a silent I. Exhale a silent C, activating the mystery, the intuition. And lastly, bringing your awareness up to the crown of the head and slightly above, feeling for sensation and energy at that space, your connection to all that is, the we are one space, our higher selves. Inhale a silent I. Exhale a silent no. I know. When we are in that space of connection to all that is, all the wisdom of the universe is accessible to us. And that wisdom is within each of us. Beautiful. Now just take a nice deep breath in. Exhale slowly through the mouth, releasing any energy that's been lifted and no longer serving. We'll give it right to the earth, to Mother Gaia, who will transform it and transmute it with a new energy, with a new higher purpose. And I invite you to join the palms together in front of your heart space. And we'll conclude with a mantra inside our hearts. May we all be happy and free. You can say that to yourself in your mind 3 times. May we all be happy and free. May we all be happy and free. Namaste.
I'm going to go to gallery view and let's send Allison some twinkles and some love and some appreciation. It's just beautiful.
Thank you
Oh,
for your
Allison.
love. Thank you so much for those sprinkles.
And I want people to know that her website is her name. She spells Allison with 2 L's. So it's Allison, Allison Eaton, EATON.com. Definitely go there right now because you're all on computers and subscribe because she's going to send you a free chakra balancing meditation. And it's really simple just to, you can watch me do it. I've actually done this before, so I already receive it. Yeah. And did your email that you're moving from school to Circle? So thanks for letting us know that. So here we go. And she has so many wonderful things. I encourage you to really check out her wonderful offerings and register, get your free chakra meditation, explore more. Really go to her website, and that's where you can learn. She does also beautiful Akashic Records reading. And tell us about your remote energy healing, Allison. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so within the Akashic reading, often, if we're intuitively guided, then I include some Reiki energy healing or an energy transmission to specifically help support the healing of what came up in the records. So it might be, some straight up Reiki. It might be helping someone tune into their guides or their inner child for healing. So it's very intuitively based and guided by the records and what comes up for them.
Beautiful. What an offering. Giara wrote in the chat box, I felt my whole field spinning and recalibrating.
Oh, beautiful. I'm so happy.
And
Aw.
Scotty Satori writes, oh, wow, Allison, I really needed to go there and you delivered.
Oh, thanks, Scotty. Hi, good to see you.
And Allison will be back with Anne and Anne's guest and I in a little bit, because we're going to have a Q&A with any of you who have questions. But we are well past the mid-show point, so it is time to go to Omashar for our mid-show song.
Alison, that was amazing. That was a beautiful, profound meditation. Just on the focusing part, every time we went into the lower chakras, my mind kept on coming in and saying, it's more important that you think these thoughts than be present and come into the moment. And it took me all the way up until my throat chakra before I got really present. I had to wrestle with my mind. And I'm just sharing this because I'm sure that there are many of us who have this wonderful monkey mind. But I had to talk to it, literally. I was in the sacral, and this chat came along because I knew I was going to play the song, and it pulled me out. But it's quite easy to talk and bring yourself back in again. I'm just sharing that with folks. And but from my crown from my throat to my crown, I was fully present. How interesting is that? Yay! Thank you, sweetheart. And the other thing, Dr. Anne, beloved, I really loved your dolphin story. I'd spent time in the Bermuda Triangle myself, and so that's another story. But I just felt so connected to what you were sharing. Thank you so much. And this song that I'm going to play now, called Another Dawn, I played it many times in the show. Most people don't know, though, that it was actually, the chord structure was actually initiated in Anne's studio in Hawaii. And then over the next few years, I extrapolated it into this song. And so without further ado, here we go. Have to put on a suitable background, of course, because that's an Omashar thing. And see this, Another Dawn. This is the child that wakes up every morning and has a new chance to have a fresh start. Another dawn, another day. Innocent child coming your way. I've been wondering about my life. Oh yeah. Wondering about my state of mind. But then I heard, who is it for? Not for yourself. How do you feel? And why do you cry, 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 cry? Shooby-doo-wop. The sun is warming up my mind. Ocean breeze blows me away. And yet still, I've been wondering about my life. Oh yeah. Wondering who will take my place. But then I heard, who is it for? If not for yourself, how do you feel? And why do you cry? Who is it for? If not for yourself, how do you feel? And why do you cry, 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 cry? Who is it for? If not for yourself, how do you feel? So come on, let's fly. Come on, let's fly.
Whoa, wow.
There we are.
Oh God, that's such a great song. And you created it at Anne's home in Kauai.
It was yeah, it was well, I don't know how deep I want to go into this one. However, we used to have regular sessions, songwriting sessions, and of course our beloved Richard was there, and nearly always I'd come up to the session, and there was about 10 songs created by Richard and Anne before I came in, and so I would come in and go, okay, I've got to create songs too. And I thought of this chord structure, and I recorded it into my keyboard that I had at the time, and it never got completed, but over time it did get completed because things do have the timing. And so very, very, very fond memories about those times. And I was a different person then. And tomorrow I'll be another different person. Thank the Lord. And so thank you, Anne. You're, yeah, Mike.
Thank you, Omashar. I remember those days very fondly, and they were really special days for me to write that music, the music that we did together. It was
It was phenomenal because Anne is a really a beautiful, amazing singer, powerful, and and there was a gentleman there called Richard Fameray, and he has he's on the other side shouting down at us, going, "Keep creating music!"
Yes.
And he wrote a song called One Life, which has been recorded by many people. But I actually not recorded, but I played it on the show about 2 years ago. I might an Omashar version of it. So I'm just bringing him into the our focus.
Love it. Yeah. I mean, between the three of us, we were just, it
was
was just
magic.
beautiful. It was magic. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. See you.
Isn't it amazing though? Here we all are, because the way I met Omashar is completely different from my knowing Anne, and Anne and Omashar are, I mean, we really are this beautiful circle of people coming
Yeah.
together.
It really is a frequency thing, and you don't have to worry or be concerned about, I used to be concerned, how am I going to get forward in life and how am I going to do this? But when you let go and you come into the center, you just magically connect with those, and I'm sure we have soul agreements. And it's like we seem to have come into each other's lives at certain points, and now it's ready for us all to flower together, is my perspective. So,
Let's
and-
bloom.
yes.
And Anne, you are about to bring a new friend into our circle. So tell us about your friend who's sitting next to you.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you so much for asking me if there was anybody special that I would like to bring onto the show. And it didn't take a moment for me to think of my dear friend Jennifer Thomas.
Thank you.
She is extremely special woman and especially talented. Jennifer often helps me when I lead a retreat. I bring her in to work with clients that are having difficulties, that need to go deeper, that need to find answers. She's a psychic and can I don't know what you call it when you can take an object. She can tell you, but she can take an object from and read what happened with it, what happened with the person. She just did it with something in my house tonight. But Jennifer is extremely talented and worthy of sharing her beauty with us tonight. So it's my honor to be able to share Jennifer Thomas and her website. I'm sure that's going to come up. Scott, are you going to put that out there? The
NapaValleyMedium.com.
I will absolutely do that. Yes.
NapaValleyMedium.com.
Yeah. So so my work is in energy, and the energy of every object has energy. Everything in nature is energy, and we're all energy, and we're all connected in that way. So to me, magic is simply energy responding. It's love continuing, and it's information moving beyond physical limits. I have many stories because I get to read people, and when I travel, I love to travel to old distant places. We were just in Egypt, and I love like reading temples and the energy of what was there, because what's beautiful is when you go back in time, and indigenous people, they're also connected with the earth. And the earth has so much remembrance of our souls coming back again and again and again. So it's like I love getting the lessons from the earth, and from like I can get them from rocks and temples and anything that's here. And because we're physical or non-physical, it's just all energy to me. So one of my stories.
Yeah, share one of your stories.
So when I was in Mexico one time, I was doing this tour with this Huachel tribe, and we had a translator. And so he took us to this dried up riverbed in the middle of this forest. And in the middle of the dried up riverbed was this big, huge heart-shaped rock. And I was like, I just felt it. And I said, can I touch the rock? Can I read the rock? And the translator says to him, she's going to read the rock for you. And this is before he spoke of what all this meant. So I got down and I put my hands upon the rock, and I read its energy, and I felt so much love. I said, this is where the whole community gathered, and they gathered with love, and they brought in all their ancestors here. And then it dawned on me, I'm like, this was like the Day of the Dead, when they honored all of their ancestors that had passed, and my heart was gonna like explode, because there was so much love, like the ancestors, the people there, the whole community got together. And it was just like, in his eyes, I got done, and his eyes were so big, like huge saucers. He's like, yes, that's what this was. So it was just so cool how to be confirmed on how energy is still there. And so when we're silent and we listen, that's when we can really get the messages. And I always call, like, when we get our head too heady with things, like that's like our stinking thinking, and we got to turn it off so we can get into our heart space, into our knowingness, and kind of like calm. And I like to breathe, so you can kind of tap into that. And then when I get to read people, which is amazing, because everybody is so beautiful, and we all have our stories, and we all have our gifts. And when I get to do a reading, I always say I get to give a healing, and I get to get a healing, because our souls connect. And it's such a beautiful experience every time I get to do that. And so reading somebody's energy, everybody is different. Everybody has a different story, and I never know what I'm going to get. And I always tell people up front that I have no idea what's coming in, and so I'll just start talking, and they'll just be like, yes, yes. And it's so beautiful, because it's always just connecting them back in with their heart space, and connecting them back in, and telling them if they need to connect to nature, if they need to like ground, if they're being too heady, and how to kind of realign their spirit so they can get to those miracles and get back to manifesting and stuff.
Yeah, Scott, I'm sure you've got some questions for Jennifer.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, there's a question: is it psychometry that you do?
I'm a psychic, clairvoyant.
Okay, so the holding an object is not psychometry, or is that?
Maybe it is. I just started doing it, so I didn't even know there was a word for it.
Okay. All right, well, there you go. Somebody in the audience had asked, is that psychometry?
Okay,
So
yeah.
there you go.
You'll be
And
finding out soon.
I know.
Yeah.
It's fun. I love it.
would you be comfortable, would you enjoy doing a reading for one of our audience members?
Sure.
Well, we actually have someone who just texted me and said, Scott, I would love to get a reading from this woman. And that's our friend Mark Denisovsky, who actually I was just with last night in San Diego. He's a brilliant musical artist. And so I'm going to turn it over to you and Mark, and let's see if some magic happens.
Okay. Hello, Mark.
Well,
So, did you want a present time reading and me tell you what I see, or did you want to ask a question?
just what you see.
Okay.
What you see is
I'm just going to get into my space then.
Here he is.
Perfect. And then I have you say your name like 3 times, just so it's like telling my soul it's okay to read your soul type of a thing. So hold on.
Mark Danishowski. Mark Danishowski. Mark Danishowski.
So I see things in colors, and then the colors will sometimes tell me a story. And so I'm seeing green and blue. And I see it like a river flowing. The blue is like a river flowing right now, and the green came up as money. And it feels like it's just flowing downstream. It just keeps flowing. See where it's going. I'm hoping there's a stopping point for you. Hold on. I'm trying to get to the end of the river. I want it to connect. So what they're saying is to ground in more and to be more yeah, to ground, because it's like right now it's just like this flow, and not that flow is bad, it's but with the money it's bad because you want it to stop and ground and be so it builds. And so with that being said, so that here's the M's, the manifesting. So I feel like your manifesting is uncertain of what it truly is that you want right now. And so kind of getting back into your certainty. Yep, and your knowingness. And approaching it with I feel like this childlike wonder, I feel like it's sometimes you're getting too much in your head of the logic of it and kind of having a bigger dream of what you want to happen. like maybe there's a little bit of fear going on if you were to get exactly everything that you wanted. Mm. So with that childlike curiosity is, we have it because we're learning new things all the time. So putting yourself in experiences that are new, that you're learning new things. Maybe it's new people, talking to new people, being around new people. It's like this, you need to ignite that sense of creative, to be like getting that creative going again. Whether it be picking someplace, a new place to hike, a new place to go that you've never been. So start choosing new instead of same old, same old, same old, to spark your creativity so it gets the juices flowing again. Let's see, with that being said, yep. Because it's getting that creation going so you can manifest, so it stays, so it sticks, so it's like that miracle. There's the other M, the miracle of life. So that is like the message so far.
The message. Another M.
Another M.
Well, that's great. It sort of links in. I know Omashar very well, and he has learned how to be in the place and trust, so he's
Yeah.
one of those people, when I see him talking like that, I realize that's the reminder for me. Right now I'm moving, so there's been a delay in the move, so I cut off my income stream where I'm living now in San Diego, and it puts me behind on getting started there. But that was very, very positive and very resonant. And one thing I found after all these years of getting readings is that once I ask you for it, my guides, you realize how serious I am. So the readings come through in a very holistic, kind of universal way. So thank you. That felt great.
Yeah, and I'm so excited to hear that for you, because that means it's going to be coming. You're moving.
New place to hike. I'm going to live within 13 miles of 2 national parks.
I love that.
In Tucson,
Super.
Beautiful.
Amazing.
It's great. It's what I needed to hear.
Yep. And see, there's the magic.
Jennifer, thank you so much for jumping in spontaneously. And if you aren't too tired, we have one more person that's one of our favorite global peace drivers who would love to get a reading, and it's our dear Eleanor Joy.
Hello, Eleanor. Clicking on.
Okay, let's.
Hello,
Hello.
thank you.
You're welcome. Let me get into my space, and if you would like to say your name
Here
3
she is.
times. Here we go.
Eleanor Joy, Eleanor Joy, Eleanor Joy.
So right now, right off the back, I'm getting create. Do you paint? I'm getting like
No,
color. I'm getting like movement. Let me see.
I'm into color, but I don't paint.
Yeah, there's tons of color going on.
Hmm.
So what's interesting is, because I have to dissect what they're showing me so much color right now, and it's this and that, and I get messages sometimes from picking one or another, and it's like it looks like what are those colorful things from the 70s, a kaleidoscope.
Kaleidoscope.
It looks like a kaleidoscope. And so it feels almost like, here's my ADHD brain. I'm gonna do this and 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 this, like so many things going on in your head. Like, and it's like, okay, let's bring it in. So let's see, I'm gonna try to like stream it down. Okay, so all these things going on in your head. And what's the good news is I mean, I'm feeling a lot of joy. I'm feeling a lot of like excitement and happiness around all of this because there's so much possibility, right? So, what is going to make you the most happy? Like when you think of all of this, it's kind of like where. Okay, for instance, I give scenarios. Who do you love to spend your time with the most? What you have like 3 pieces of fruit. Which one do you want the most? So you want to pick, you have a million things going on and they're all possible. This is all good, but I feel like you need to just streamline it and like be like, okay, one foot in front of the other. Here we go. Now it's starting to separate for me. One thing at a time. This is what I'm going to do today. This one. Plants. Do you like plants?
I do, but I don't have a garden and I have no space in my
But
where I'm living.
plants or anything?
No, I just have one little orchid. That's all I've got.
Yeah, they're like bringing in, because they just showed me green and then they just said a plant, bringing in some green, more green into your house. Those spider plants, you can't kill them. Like they're amazing. And they make babies. Like
Yeah.
bringing, and then you can, it's like you have your own, next thing you know, you have your own little forest inside your house. Like they're wanting you to bring some nature in. They're wanting you
Okay.
to bring some green in because it's grounding, you know? It's like they showed me green first and it's like, and then they showed me a plant and I'm like, okay. Like to get, and so it is like, okay, well, I need this, this, and this. This is what I need to do this. And start writing your list. I feel like you're good with like writing a list down. Like this is what I need to do. One thing at a time, you know. I feel like it's getting overwhelmed with too many things, too many possibilities, too much going on, and one thing at a time to bring stuff in. But things that help you ground. You know what's grounding and simple inside is a candle. Lighting a candle, looking into it, and kind of like, okay, what do I want? And going within, breathing, going into your heart space. And then the next thing that you want to do, you have a lot. So one day at a time, one thing at a time, and then all of this, the overwhelm starts to subside. And it makes it easier to do, you know? Because I feel like you get a little overwhelmed by it all going on up here.
Yeah.
So just to kind of start to calm yourself and do like, and journaling, you know, when you wake up in the morning or before you go to bed at night, there you go. Just start writing things down of like, you know, you can write a bunch down, like, okay, tomorrow, like even just pick one of your ideas, you know, like each day, because you're going to have, I feel like you have so many. And then that way it's from beginning to end, because I feel like you can get a little squirrel and not finish. And then you're like, too much stuff. I want to start a project, I can't finish it. So it's like kind of calming yourself and like, I'm doing this. And when I finish it, then I'm good. And then I can go on to the next. So it's just kind of calming yourself bringing it in. But the beautiful thing is that you have so much creation in you and so many things. And so it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing because you're manifesting constantly. It's just calming your inner and grounding yourself, like that beautiful meditation that Allison did. Oh my gosh. Like I would listen to that again and just ground and just like, okay. And then go back to your journal and like, what do I want to do today? Because it's kind of like when you write things down, it gets it out of your head and you're like, here I go.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You're so welcome.
And I appreciate that you've got a dog sitting there beside you.
I know.
Yeah, he's right here.
Zebedee.
We love Zebedee. Zebedee has played with Jasmine Bear on multiple occasions. So thank you, Elena Joy, for jumping in. And thank you, Jennifer, for so spontaneously doing some readings for two of our favorite people.
Of course, my pleasure.
There's Zebedee. We love old Zebedee. And I want to acknowledge beloved Darwin, who's up in puppy heaven,
Yes,
who trained Zebedee how to take good care of Anne.
that's right.
Oh, gosh. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a little break for some Global Peace Tribe announcements. And then I'm going to bring Allison and Anne and Jennifer and even Omashar back. See if anybody has questions. And then we will go to our prayer time with Diara and Desiree. So if anybody has questions, now is a good time to pop them in the chat box.
And also, Scott, we have a few photos to show.
That's right. You know what? Let's do that right now, actually.
All right.
You earlier, we were talking about, Kristen in the video talked about where you just think of someone and they show up. Well, I was texting with Omashar today. I was in the car texting him, and we were kind of talking about what we need to do to get the show going. And at the precise moment that I said, and by the way, our beloved Bonnie has some photos of Mark, I swear to you, at that exact moment, I received a text from Bonnie with a photograph of Roger.
Oh my gosh.
At the exact moment that I just brought her up. So I'm going to bring Bonnie onto camera. There you are, Bonnie. And I guess let's just start, Bonnie, with kind of checking in with you and hearing how you're doing, because we love you very much.
She's cute.
And for anybody who doesn't know, Bonnie's beloved husband, Roger, passed away suddenly just a few days ago. Bonnie, hi.
Hi,
How are you, love?
I'm hanging in there. Most of the time, I'm functioning pretty good, and I'm eating well, not sleeping good, but I'm just taking it one day at a time and one step at a time. And I've got a lot of friends and support. I'm just so grateful for all of the friends here that have jumped in and offered me love and prayers and support. Charlotte offered something that just totally amazed me. She meditated on Sunday and had a vision of Roger. And it was so comforting to me. I thank you, Charlotte, for that.
Thank you, Charlotte. I don't know if I don't think she's with us tonight. But when she watches the recording, thank you for that. And, definitely allow your imagination, Bonnie, having lost my wife. And it was frustrating because other people were having all these psychic experiences with her. And I was like, Suchi, what about me? And I had a really good psychic who said that when we're the closest to the person, sometimes it's harder for us actually because they're with us all the time. And so I just kept being reminded, open your imagination. Imagine if Suchi's right here, what would she say? So same thing, just imagine what would Roger say, and feel free to have lots of conversations with him. And on the one hand, it's your imagination, but the imagination, according to Einstein, was the doorway, or is the doorway to other worlds and other dimensions.
Actually, I have the ability to automatically write, and I started to ask questions on paper and get answers from him. I've filled maybe 6 pages so far.
Oh my gosh, well, that's amazing. Is there anything you can share with us that Roger has to say from the other side?
I was asking him who he saw on the other side and in friends and family, and he seemed to feel that the people that you are most responsive in a positive way toward will be a few that come to help guide you along. And he said mostly what he's experiencing is hard to describe, but I'm surprised he didn't say it's interesting. He said about everything.
It sounds like it's beyond interesting.
Oh, yes.
Definitely beyond interesting. So he can't just come up with that. Beyond that at his point. I'm sure he's having an amazing journey. Wow.
So Bonnie, I have a few photos that you sent me today, but also Bonnie sent me the text that Charlotte shared with her, and basically it said, "I saw Roger. He was washed in pink and rose, floating above his face, kind of forming and reforming in the atmosphere. He looked happy, peaceful, and knowing he was in another realm, but he was sticking very close by. And the sense that Charlotte got was he was looking after you, Bonnie, and his loved ones. So that's pretty amazing. And if you want to, I'm just going to share these photos. I put them together in the best way I could. But if you wanted to say anything about the photos as you see them, I'm just going to bring this full screen. This is how it is going to be. Just let it just speak. And there he is.
We were in Montana then, and that was on our honeymoon on Kauai. And we were celebrating our anniversary a couple years ago. And we were on Bodega Bay there. I think we were at a concert.
Mm-hmm.
It was our honeymoon.
Just so everyone knows, Roger's completely naked here. So,
and that was at our retreat in Sedona.
Yeah.
And that was at Apple Hill, selecting a Christmas tree.
Sweet. Sedona. Yeah.
And that was on Kauai on an excursion.
Wow. Up the Nepali coast, I'm sure.
That was on a trip, I forget where.
Yeah.
On Bodega Bay. No, that was Fort Ross. That was all our animals crowded around him all at once.
Yeah.
We were at Tahoe with Cindy.
Sweet. And here's the last one.
And we were having breakfast with the kids. I think it was a Christmas time.
Oops. What happened there? Yay.
Montana.
Yeah. So I'm going to stop the share now. So here we go. Thank you, Bonnie. Thank you for sharing those with me. And Bonnie sent them all. Bonnie's not very tech savvy, so she relied on those of us who pretend to be. And so I received 18 individual texts from Bonnie. It works. Thank you, Scott. Scott somewhere.
Thank you, Omashar, for taking the time to do that. That's
It's lovely. Having met, hey Katrina, having met Roger and felt his presence, what a dude, really. And so nice to actually, with the consciousness that we have now, to actually feel that, yes, of course, we grieve the passing of the personality in the body, but his spirit, we know that it's here. And collectively, we can actually probably pull it right into form right now if we wanted to. So, Roger, we love you, brother. And I'm going to exit stage left, okay? Bye.
Thank you, Omashar. And let's all keep Bonnie in our hearts, in our prayers. And Bonnie, if you need anything, if you need friends to talk to, if you need anything, please reach out to We Are Your Family. And we love you very much.
I thank you all so very much. Thank you, especially to Omashar for putting up with a million texts today.
And people are appreciating you, Omashar, for that very much. So thank you. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, the bill comes later. It's okay.
All right. Thanks for being with us, Bonnie.
Thank you.
Well, this is my good friend, Katrina Valancourt. You've seen her on the show before. And we're really excited because we just been traveling for the last week down to the Conscious Life Expo and seeing friends. And we were with Pato and Antoinette today.
Yes.
We went to, saw their home, and then we saw Edenshaw and did a hike. And I got a little bit lost and climbed up a mountain by myself that almost killed me. But it was really fun. We had a really, really good time with Pato and Antoinette. And we want to let everybody know that we are going to be teaching with the co-founders of the Love Coach Academy, the other part of my life. And we are going to be doing a course, and we're really excited. It's going to be a 12-week course on Saturday mornings, starting on April 4th. And I really hope a lot of you will choose to be part of it. It's the first time we've done this course together in quite a while, but in the past, we've done it for a lot of people, and it's always been very successful. And I'm going to put in the chat box where you can learn all about it. The link I'm going to show you is going to take you to this website. And you'll see it's kind of three approaches because this course is good for singles, for couples, or for anybody who wants to add to their tool belt, to add to their coaching abilities. And we're going to provide very specific tips, tools, and practices. We are not proprietary. What we have created and refined between the two of us, we've worked with over 1,000 couples, families, small businesses. Katrina is a certified nonviolent communication trainer. She works with people all over the world, and of course has created the Love Smart cards. So it's going to be a wonderful course. And also we have an affiliate program, and I'll let you talk about that while I put in the chat box.
Oh, sure. Yeah. So, one of the things that Scott and I were just laughing about is that we love to share, we love doing this transformational work with our clients. And yet we're really like marketing is not our forte, that would put it mildly. And really the way that Scott and I get clients is through word of mouth. It tends to be that way. And even with that, we could do better with it. And so what we've decided to do is to create a very generous affiliate program for those of you who are our fans, who have a sense of our work. I know many people have talked about how the work we do is so worlds beyond couples therapy, that there are ways in which we're able to really uplift both members in a couple and empower them at the same time, so they come out of the sessions feeling better than when they went in, which is not necessarily true with a lot of couples therapy. So these are tried and true teachings that we have accumulated over the years. And we really feel so much delight in being able to train others to be able to use the very same tools that we've been able to pick up over these last 20 years. So in this course, we're going to be going through various teachings, giving you roadmaps. You'll have PDF guides. You'll have step-by-step processes. You'll have a lot that is given to you in PDF format, written format. You'll have the recordings of the videos. And of course, you'll have the time with us to completely go through the practices, and then to do the practices, to ask your questions. We want to empower you. You know, if you're an individual, we want to empower you to be able to really fully embody the love that you are, to be in a full soul coherence, deeply, deeply aligned with your heart's deepest values in the way you live your life and relate to others. If you're in a partnership, or there's, you know, a dear friend or family member that you're seeking to work through things with, these tools are going to support you to move from conflict back into connection, from you know, the dissonance back into empathic understanding. And that's where the magic happens in a couple relationship. And of course, if you're a coach or therapist and you already have that foundation of working with clients, these tools are going to amplify the work that you're already doing. So we're just thrilled because, you know, for Scott and I, we like to play the game of infinite win-wins. So we really look to see what can we do that creates opportunities all around. So of course, teaching this program, offering these tools, that's a win-win. We love the contribution. We love knowing the difference we make for other people. And then adding this affiliate program creates another win. If you love our work and you know somebody else who might, please go ahead and sign up as an affiliate. Scott has put the link in the chat there. Doesn't take long to sign up, and you'll actually earn 20% on anything that is sold in that store. So if somebody signs up for the course, or they, you know, just purchase a little $15 guidebook, we want to thank you very much by giving you this 20% commission. So if that is of interest to you, then we encourage you to just go ahead and sign up now. And we're just so grateful when you spread the word. It means the world to us.
Thank you. And I see Jeff Bailey is in the Zoom room. That's cool.
And Jeff has done the course multiple times. Yeah, we love you, Jeff.
Yeah, it's great to see
And
you,
Margaret.
Jeff. Yep. And it really, you know, it's so funny. People often ask me, because most of the time I'm doing Love Coach Academy coaching stuff. People say, so with all the shows that you do you get a lot of clients that are people, you know, through your love coaching that way? And I go, well, not really, because I'm always promoting other people. So this is the one time I'm saying, hey, you know, we really would love to have you all join our course. And any of you that are interested, or any friends that you want to refer that are interested, we do offer a free 20 to 30 minute discovery call, either with me or with Katrina, or sometimes both of us, to really kind of, for people that are really sincerely interested, so that they can answer questions and get a little bit of a homeopathic dose of our medicine. Because of course it is a commitment. It's a 12-week commitment, and it's, you know, it's actually fairly underpriced compared to what some people charge, especially considering how brilliant we are. But as she said earlier, we are not good marketers. We are not good marketers, especially considering that we're really good at this. So thank you very much. And I hope that's
another opportunity as well. We have those workshops, introductory workshops we're doing on the 7th and the 14th. Oh, we probably don't. This is how good we are at marketing. I don't think we have those links ready for you to sign up. The one on the 7th, March 7th, is going to be for individuals and couples who are interested in the course, not necessarily for practitioners. That introduction is going to be designed much more for individuals and couples. On the 14th, we're going to do an introduction that is focused on professionals who are interested in adding more tools to their belt so that they're able to enhance the results they're able to get with their clients. So we'll make sure to get those links in the chat as well. Please feel free to join us if you're interested in that. And you can also share those opportunities with the people in your life so that they can get a sense of us and see if they're interested in taking that next step and, you know, really diving deep. These are absolutely transformational tools, and the difference they can make in a person's life, I put it in the realm of miraculous. And I don't say that lightly. I say that because I know the difference is made in my own life and in so many other people's lives. So if you know somebody who's feeling called to have serious breakthroughs in any of their relationships, including their relationship to their self, it's going to be a very powerful course. And yeah, we're just looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. The course will be on Saturdays at 9 a.m. And we're excited, and put the dates into your calendars, and I really hope some of you will participate. We actually have 2 more Global Peace Tribe announcements. It's a busy day. Want to let you know that this Saturday afternoon, there's going to be a special event at Sunrise Center, and it's called Life, Death, Near Death, and Beyond. And for any of you that are in the San Francisco Bay Area, come to the Sunrise Center. It's at 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday afternoon. And for the rest of you, we are going to do a Zoom for people. I will be hosting the Zoom call, and the details for both can be found right here. So it's Saturday to Saturday at 1 p.m. And so it doesn't conflict with the Awakening World. You can do the Near Death and Beyond. We've got this amazing man, Lewis Griggs, who's had several near-death experiences. You've seen him?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's going to happen Saturday, 1 o'clock for 3 hours. Then you can have a little bit of a break, and then it's time for the Awakening World. And this Saturday night on the Awakening World, it's going to be another soul search night with John Gray. Our special guest is going to be the best-selling author of the 70s and 80s. John sold more books during those 2 decades than anyone else, and he's still going strong. So he's going to be our big guest on Saturday night. And then finally, this Sunday, we have a Sacred Sunday show. And I will send an email out to all of our subscribers about it. Omashar will open and close the show. And I'll be coming to you live from the Enlightenment Expo in Redwood City. So anybody in the Bay Area, come to Redwood City on Sunday for the Enlightenment Expo. And I'll send out an email to all of our subscribers with all these details. A very, very thorough Global Peace Tribe announcements tonight. So I am going to bring back Omashar and Anne and Jennifer and Allison. And I didn't get a chance because I was so busy putting things in the chat box to see if there's any questions that anybody had. And then we'll go to our prayer time. But Omashar, DR, did you notice, were there any questions? I'll bring DR on because she checks these things for us.
Lots of great comments, a couple questions, where to find people. I think we're reposting those links here. Yeah, just positive comments. There was a question earlier about the psychometry, maybe more about that.
Right.
About
That was a made-up word. Come on.
Well, using the telekinesis.
So
It's
sorry,
real. Yeah.
well,
Psychometry.
everything's energy. Everything's energy. And so it's like everything in the world. I mean, I can talk to trees too. So it's just everything has energy and it has life, you know? And I mean, there's so many things I was taught through my psychic practice when I was learning and everything. And it's like our souls go through so many different transitions. And sometimes like we did read in class, we read people. And like one guy was like moss in one of his lifetimes. He was moss. So it's really interesting because they were having us read people as inanimate objects. And so there's just, you know, we go through these things because it's all about the lessons that we're learning in that lifetime. So it's so interesting. And
I
so
think I'll pass on being moss.
right. But like water or like think of like the amoebas in water. You know what I mean? It's like from the smallest little particle to the largest thing. So it's just, that's one of the miracles of life, you know. It's just all these living things around us and everything's alive, and it's to be connected to all of it is one of the greatest gifts. Is
Wow.
So it's just, but tapping into like, you know, the big thing now is forest bathing. And literally it's like going in and talking to trees and talking to plants. It's like I love to garden. I have a huge garden. and I'll go around and ask them what they want or they need, what they need, if they need something, you know. But when you think of like medicine men, I could go on for hours about this subject, medicine men in the Amazon, they're connected to the plants. They know 3,000 plants, and they know and it's not from a book, it's from a feeling.
Yeah.
So it's just amazing. And they could talk, look at a person, talk to them, feel their energy, go out into the forest, get the plant. This is what you need. So it's just amazing. So.
Well, I've got a question for you, Allison, and that is, tell us about your upcoming retreats. You've got 3 retreats coming up. Tell us a little about each one of those.
Yeah, sure. So the first one coming up is a Reiki level 1 and 2 certification weekend in Santa Cruz at Pleasure Point Yoga Center. And in May, it's a Reiki Master Retreat. And this one, it actually includes level 1, 2, and 3 Masters. So anyone who's feeling guided to just like go for it. It's all in one retreat in Baja, Mexico, where I live half time. At a beautiful retreat center on the ocean, lots of whales right now. Just really beautiful spiritual vibration where we are. And then Bali is this summer. The first one is the Bali Vortex Retreat. So it's more of a spiritual immersion where we're immersing ourselves into the culture of the Balinese. So we'll receive blessings from the Balinese. We'll visit temples, we'll visit waterfalls. We'll have some beautiful Balinese dancers come in and share their art, gamelan players, and on another beautiful ocean with lots of dolphins. Yeah. Anne's beautiful story reminded me of a similar time where out on the ocean and calling the dolphins in. And then the one right after that is the Akashic Records retreat in Bali. So it's about a week after the first Bali retreat for people who want to learn how to read and access their own records, those of the earth, our animals, our pets, wildlife, and then also for people too.
Beautiful. Well,
Thank you.
They all sound fantastic. And again, you can find all things Allison Eaton at her website, AllisonEaton.com. And here it is for all of our friends watching on Facebook and YouTube. And notice she has 2 L's in her Allison. That's important. And you know, I've joined her Inner Light Academy, and she offers just beautiful meditations. And I'm always excited when I look at my calendar and I see there's an Allison meditation this morning. She's usually like at 8 o'clock or 8:30 in the morning, and I always look forward to that, Allison. So thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Always so beautiful to have your presence there and to be here in this beautiful space. Thank you so much.
Oh, our pleasure. Well, I'm going to go, before we go to our prayer time to conclude, and of course, our closing Omashar song, I'm going to go to Anne and Jennifer. Are there any final thoughts or comments that either of you would like to share?
Do you want to go first? Well, I was just so thankful to be on today and to meet all of you wonderful, lovely people. And I've learned so much. So thank you. That's all I have to say.
Oh, and thank you, Jennifer, for providing some readings for Mark and that's what happens when you don't eat. Eleanor Joy. How could I space on Eleanor Joy's name? We love Eleanor Joy. So thank you for that. And Anne, I just adore you. Thank you so much for co-hosting. And what are your final thoughts and wisdom on the topic?
Well, I think to remember at all times that we're not living alone here. You know, we are connected to everything that there is, but it's only really in the silence that we can hear that very quiet voice that will give us possibly even life-saving information. I've had it happen to me on 3 different occasions where I've heard this silent voice, which is just like a nudge, taking my foot off the accelerator put my foot on the brake, literally, when going around a corner, and
Wow.
boom, right there was something that I was not supposed to be a part of.
Right, right.
But it's the listening that's really important. So tuning into what it is you're feeling, listening to your own body. Your body is like an antenna that is constantly bringing in information, and your heart. You know, it's like listen to the whispers, little nudges, because they can be life-saving, and are there to really support your development, your growth, and your overcoming whatever it is that you've come here to work on this lifetime.
Thank you, and that's great wisdom. And thank you for listening, because I'm glad you're still with us. We need. Thank you so
Love
much,
you,
my friend.
Scott.
I adore you. All right, we're going to go to Diara and Desiree for our evening prayer time. I know tonight's show has gone a little bit long because there's just so many wonderful things happening. Now, where are you, Desiree? I saw you earlier tonight. There she is. All right.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, everyone. What a beautiful, beautiful evening. And just the peace that you brought us into, Anne, at the beginning just opened us. And then Allison, I'm still spinning. And Jen, when you were working with Eleanor, it was like opening so we could all get a glimpse of this beloved that we know, just seeing her at her depth. And then Bonnie being with the love that you and Roger, and what a beautiful, beautiful soul. It occurred to me, in our Galactic Global Peace Tribe, we celebrate our galactic and extra and ultra terrestrial friends and all our Earth mates. And the thought came to me, it takes a lot of courage to be human, to love and to lose love. And so I really want to celebrate us as humans within this beautiful tapestry tonight.
Beautiful. Thank you. So taking a nice big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Seeing the God spark in each one of us, seeing your birth charts and the planetary alignments feeding that God spark, seeing a higher frequency of love, our starseed families, attuning our frequencies to our starseed families, and that beautiful internal peace, like the peace of the heavens, the peace they talk about in NDEs, the peace that doesn't have a description in words. Beautiful. So much gratitude.
And let's remember to keep Bonnie in our hearts of love and prayers for this incredible awakening world. Thank you so much, Diara and Desiree. I always so appreciate your beautiful prayer time and for holding sacred space for us. Thank you. And we are going to turn it over to Omashar to close out the night.
Yes, indeed. And just before I play the last song ever, there's a prayer I'm just going to put into the chat, and it's by our dear friend Richard Fameray, and it's called Notre Dame, and it's his version of, you'll recognize it if you read it. There it is. It's in the chat. Me, 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 me. What do you see when you're alone? What do you feel when you are by yourself? How could it be that you are here? Isn't it strange the way things are? Look at the river flowing by, and look at the colors of the butterfly. How do you feel about your life? Isn't it strange the way things are? Like a dolphin in the ocean, I can hear you calling me. Come on and you say, the water's fine, I have come to set you free. You have never been alone, my friend, I was just a thought away. And there's a deeper love that's holding you, and it's here to lead the way. La 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 ba. Now that you see you're not alone, and there is no such thing as by yourself. There is a hand that's lifting you into the presence of yourself. Life is a tale that never ends. There is a purpose to each heart that beats. You are the river flowing by. You are the colors of the butterfly. Like a dolphin in the ocean, I can hear you calling me. Come on and you say, the water's fine, I have come to set you free. You have never been alone, my friend, I was just a thought away. And there's a deeper love that's holding you, and it's here to lead the way. La 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 ba. Like a dolphin in the ocean, I can hear you calling me. Come on and you say, the water's fine, I have come to set you free. You have never been alone, my friend, I was just a thought away. There's a deeper love that's holding you, and it's here to lead the way. La 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 ba. Oh, 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 oh.
That's such a beautiful song, Omashar. Let's send love and twinkles and appreciation to our beloved house musical artist. And tonight, the pilot of the ship.
Indeed. And Anne, when I was in Bali, I was in a hotel room, and a pod of cetaceans was out in the bay, and they sent me the song. And within half an hour, it was all transcribed and written down, and the whole thing was complete, not the production of it, but the song, the chord structure, the lyrics. Amazing. Just there we are. Yeah.
And one of our Global Peace Tribers put this into the chat box. There it is. There's Anne's friend, one of Anne's friends who came to visit her in the Bahamas. There they are. I also, just one more time, here's the visual for Saturday night. And I hope to see a lot of you on Saturday afternoon for the near-death experience and Saturday Night Awakening World, and then Sacred Sunday show on Sunday at 12 noon. So we have a lot going on this weekend. It's going to be a Global Peace Tribe weekend for sure. Omashar, thank you so much for handling everything today. Once we knew we were going to be late, it was like, thank God for Omashar. Thank God for Omashar.
Yes, thank the goddess for us all, and yes, thank you for the thank you for the trust as well, because we're a team, and I know there's hierarchy is a funny thing to say, but it is. And Scott is the leader of the orchestra, and he has a baton, but his baton is actually a magic wand. So
he's actually the wizard.
Thank you. There we are.
I'll let my hair down for that, Anne.
You are the wizard.
You are the wizard.
And
Yes.
lovely to see Katrina tonight. Thank you, Katrina, for being with us as well.
Mm-hmm.
She's racing over from the bed. Here she comes.
Yeah.
And thank you so much, Anne. Wonderful to meet you, Jennifer. Allison, you always just open my heart. And Diara and Desiree are prayer goddesses. Thank you so much.
And Kristen, who opened us up at the beginning.
Another heart bubble. Oh,
That's
look at
right.
this.
Kristen's adorable. She's amazing. And most of all, our Global Peace Tribe family.
Yay!
It got to the point where so many of our people were dancing, and there's a limit of 9. So I had to just go to gallery view because everyone was dancing tonight. So thank you for that. All right, everybody. And we love all of you that don't have your cameras on, but are watching as well. Scotty Satori and Karen and Dia. So we love you all. And
let's not forget our Facebook and YouTubers.
That's right. Which is actually, ironically, the most people are watching on Facebook and YouTube. So, and also the people who watch the recordings. So, love to you all.
Can I say one thing?
You may. I'm putting the spotlight on you, even.
Okay. I just want to thank Omashar for bringing Richard Famaray into this evening. It means so much to me.
Did you recognize their prayer? Well, of course you did.
Yeah. Yeah, just thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
He's love. Yeah, he's with us tonight.
Yeah, part of our ancestry, actually.
It's definitely, absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Katrina, for getting Scott safely to the hotel. And being part of this. Thank you, everybody. It's been such a joy to share with you.
Thank you, Anne. Love you much. Good night, everybody.